Hello, welcome back. This is Kevin Tate with Learn a Trade. Um, this is another video I'd like to get into. I'm just going to go over a few basic tools that service technicians should have on hand. These are a few basic tools. As you get into the field, you're going to acquire a lot more because you're going to see that you need a lot more tools on hand and stuff. But at this time, and for the sake of time on the video, I'm just going to go over a few basic tools that you can look into, seeing if you can get. Most of the people that are students uh, at these trade schools, they're given a lot of these tools when they sign up for the program and stuff. But for the sake of some people that possibly cannot afford the tuition for the trade schools and stuff, and they may still want to have a desire to go into the field, they can also look into getting uh, employment with a company that would offer on the job training. And there is a lot of companies out there that will do that if you have the desire to go into the field and you have the will to work, because uh, it is long hours. Most cases you could go from between 40 hours to 60 hours or 65 hours. I've had sometimes there where I've had weeks where I was on call and I would be out for like 70, 80 hours in a week. Um, but again, the payoff is good at the end of the week, or whenever your pay period is. So, that always is nice. So, I'm just gonna go over like a few of the basic tools, and then I'm gonna leave you with another site that I came across. I have another video that quickly explains, well, how to get to the site and everything. And the site's called Mainstream Engineering, and you can go on there on Google and Google it, Mainstream Engineering 608 EPA certification test, and it'll come up, and then you can go on there and you can actually they actually have a system where you can take the you can study and take the exam online. And for type 1, type 2, I believe it's open book. So you're able to look through the manual to find the answers for the exam. So go on that, and then I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this video that you can go on that, and then you can get to it a little quicker. If not, you can go onto Google, like I said. But to start off with some of the basics, as far as the equipment, tools that you'll need. I'll get into some of the bigger equipment, the suctions systems and vacuums, vacuum pumps, and your reclaiming tanks, and then some of your different tanks and the color codes for the different refrigerants, because you have a color code for the different refrigerants. Okay, but to get into like some of the basic tools that you'd need and stuff, first would be a pretty nice set of working gloves. Kind of looks like this. You see them in like Walmart or Home Depot and stuff like that. Little set of working gloves, so you don't damage your hands too much. Um, then another thing is a decent flashlight, a good flashlight, because you will need a flashlight. Because in the schools, I know a lot of times they have the equipment set up where it's like right in place. It's perfect. It's in, the perfect position. You don't need much lighting, nothing. You don't need to move anything out the way, and it's not like that in the field. So, you gotta kind of, understand that, and then see that when you get in the field, things are gonna be in your way. You're gonna have to move stuff out of the way. You're gonna have to get better lighting. You have to have a bigger flashlight or a better flashlight so you can see better and stuff. Um, and then next is a set of channel locks. I have a few sets of channel locks because you just never know if something breaks or something. I got a large set and a smaller set, and then a good thermometer too. Thermometer is a good thing to have. Just to test certain things, because even if you're in the refrigeration, HVAC or refrigeration, a lot of the companies now they work with hot equipment also. They work with coffee brewers, they work with roller grills, ovens, and stuff like that. And this way, you have a good thermometer. You could take good readings. And another thing is I have another thermometer here too, where it's like it's a no-touch infrared um, thermometer. And it takes temperature readings for you and stuff without having to actually get close to the item. Um, and then a small set, a stubby screwdriver, Phillips head, stubby slotted screwdriver, pair of diagonal cutters. You definitely will need that. A standard size Phillips head screwdriver. I have a smaller screwdriver for you never know what you'll run into. Then a regular slotted screwdriver, slotted in. And I also have a electric screwdriver. As you see, it has a little light on it, so helps you see. And definitely get a set of wrenches too. You'll need them. 9/16, 11/16, 3/8, half inch, quarter inch. You need a whole set. Pair of needle nose pliers would be good to have too. Nice pair of needle nose pliers. And a lot of this stuff you don't have to get brand new either. If if you don't have the money for it, if you're low on funds or whatever, you can go to thrift shops, pawn shops, places like that, and get the tools that you need cheap, just to get you started. Just to get you into the field. Another thing is a pair of Oetiker clamps. Now, this you would mainly need if you worked with fountain soda machines, because they have the syrup lines and they have water lines running to the machine from the water source or from the syrup source, and you have to run those lines on top of that. And you're working in this field because that soda machine, it has to keep the syrup cold. And so that's where that comes into play, because you might run into that when you're first getting started, because you might work for a company that deals with companies like 7-Elevens, Cumberland Farms, Exxon Mobil, Sunoco's. Any of those stores would have soda machines, and then they will require you to know how to work on them, and you would need those to clamp for your Oetiker clamps, to clamp the lines and keep them tight. And then you would have to have a pair of strippers, nice pair of strippers to strip wire if you got to rewire something. A lot of times wires burn out on contactors. The a lot of wires will burn out on the compressor. You can get bad wires there, and you have to rewire it. So that would help you do that. And then a pair of crimpers also to crimp those electrical lines that you're replacing. Um, Another thing is some good electrical tape. That's always good to have. And then also a gauge, a nice gauge, just to just to check like your water pressures and stuff, because some of these beverage machines, they have water supplies going to them, and if they don't have the proper amount of pressure, um, they're going to go down. So this is a way that you could use this to hook to the line, and then you could check your water pressures before you get into anything else, just to make sure you have good water pressure. And that's just a few of the items. That's just, like I said, just basic tools that you might need, that you will need getting into this service industry. And again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and I hope that this helps in you getting started on your journey to getting into the service field. Thanks again.